Let's do it.
Sounds great.
This is the Trade Show's Unhinged podcast, a podcast from the Facebook group You Know You Work in Trade Shows When. This podcast centers on trade shows, live events, and experiential marketing activations in today's world. Your hosts are Todd Nall, who is the owner of Showbox Exhibits and the creator of the Facebook group You Know You Work in Trade Shows When, and Mike Morrison, Vice President of Sales for WS Display. The clock is ticking, so let's get busy and get to it, and we'll do just that after this.
Need a presenter? Your Event Audio has you covered. Closed-circuit audio equipment with turnkey operation at your trade show booth, live event, or private event. YourEventAudio.com is the place to go. DJ services, MC talent, and a whole lot more. Check out YourEventAudio.com today.
All right, just like every other time we do this show, we start out with that little rock and roll riff, and we appreciate you taking time out to check us out here on Trade Shows Unhinged for the month of September. We almost didn't make it. It's the 29th of the month. There's only 30 days. It was either today or tomorrow. And obviously, some of you know what I've been kind of going through, so I had to take advantage of the opportunity to grab Todd Nall, who's the owner of Showbox Exhibits. You see there on the screen in his Houston office, to play around a little bit on a podcast. I'm Mike Morrison, VP of Sales at WS Display, and coming back off of a surgery that I had on August the 28th, so it's right out a month, a little over a month. And I'm recovering about as well as I possibly can. So for those that asked, I'm alive. And I guess I should be thankful for that. Hope you're doing well, sir.
It's good to see you. I didn't know. It was a little touch and go there for a while. But here we are, just under the wire.
Yeah, complications. Hematoma developed, blood clot still in my leg. Still ugly. I can't do anything with this. Face for radio. So it's the cards I'm dealt. But a lot of things going on in the trade show world. We'll start with this one, the big one in Chicago that happened September the 8th through the 11th, of course, was FabTech, breaking records of all types, 42,000 manufacturing professionals in the attendee category with 1,700 exhibitors in 885,000 square feet of McCormick Place. Nobody, let's face it, Todd, neither one of us probably love or endear a trip to McCormick because it's just absolutely insane. The traffic sucks. The the way to get in and out, and which hall am I in? Am I in Lakeside? Am I in Southwest, North? It's kind of like it's insane. But looks like they took up almost the entire stinking, at least two of the three halls. So must have been a good time in the FabTech. Were you there by any chance?
Yeah, we had a few clients there. FabTech is doing as well as it ever is, so that's good. Manufacturing strong.
That's huge. It's huge, and if that's good, then a lot of other things are good. Even though right now, politically, it might not seem that way, and with the media, it might not seem that way. But the trade shows and event world, they don't lie. They pretty much the economy's strong, manufacturing strong, as you said. Trade shows are strong and the events are strong, so that's a good sign. The other story that grabbed my attention as I was making notes this morning, very interesting, not flattering at all, but when something like this is stated, you have to pay attention to it. Now, AEM, most people know that acronym is the Association of Equipment Manufacturers, and they have a big show called the Utility Expo. And they announced that they are focusing on suicide prevention, mainly in construction workers within that industry. And let's face it, Trade Shows Unhinged is on a group that's called You Know You Work in Trade Shows When, and let's face it, it's very labor heavy in the membership category. So with all of that put together, you kind of have to sit there and pay attention to some of this. When the organization learned that professionals in the construction industry who are stakeholders in AEM's events have a much higher suicide rate than the national average, about 5%, they state, it became clear it had to take action. So I guess, Todd, let's face it, it's hard working. hard workers that are out there, whether you're in straight construction, residential construction, corporate construction, trade show, install and dismantle, or general contractor work. It's all crazy. It's all heavy labor, and I could see the link between the two. It's not very flattering, but it is good to see that an organization takes it seriously.
Yeah, this is the first time I've heard that dentists aren't at the top of the list.
I wish there were some that were. I got a good dentist. I can't really.
But this is this is interesting because if you tie it to trade shows, I can see. I mean, this industry is very stressful.
Look back at COVID, for God's sake. I mean, many of the labor crews of that time, when things started canceling, shutting down, and we didn't know what was going to happen, how long it was going to be inactive. I talked to and knew of several who went into a construction phase that was part of people working from home. They wanted to reconstruct their home office or do additional work outside, extend their backyards, all those crazy things. Some of these people that had trade show experience on the labor side jumped into that. Some were able to jump into that, and some didn't quite know how to take that adversity and make that switch, which could possibly have led to some of the unfortunate situations that did occur during that time of 2020, 2021. Mm-hmm. But it was a good article to read as far as an association recognizing where they needed to focus their attention on, because at the end of the day, it is about life and being alive. So I thought that was an interesting story that actually did relate to our trade show. So I picked it up from a trade show, promotion or magazine, if you will. So interesting that was there. The last thing I'll mention before taking a break, I laugh every time I think of, and I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even seen pictures of it yet, but Las Vegas. Let's turn our attention to Vegas for a second. Again.
We talk about Vegas every show.
But this one is kind of a piggyback onto what we talked about. And then again, it's not. You'll see what I mean in a second. So the headline reads, Las Vegas unveils a redesigned rideshare pickup at Harry Reid International Airport. I almost said McCarran. That's how old I am. I remember the old days when it was McCarran. But at the airport in Vegas, there's this campaign going on right now. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. There's this media group that's trying to pick up the imagery, because people, as part of that economy, who normally goes and frequents Vegas may not be going as much, may not be putting as many dollars on the table or in a machine, or frequenting the casinos as much. So there's concern about that. So Las Vegas debuted this new fabulous pickups at Harry Reid International Airport. This is a complete reimagining of the ride-share pickup area in Terminal 1. Most of us, so where you pick up the rental car buses, and then of course there's the Lyft and Uber sections there. The space now features vibrant lighting, additional seating, that's good, it's always good to have more places to sit, and custom neon selfie walls that help visitors kick off their vacation in a fabulous way. Now, you and I don't go there for vacation. We go there to work. Yeah. But many of us, now, I was telling you a minute ago, 99% of the time when I'm in Vegas, I got a rental car. I want to control where I go and, get there without any hiccups, right? And most of the time I'm staying in a place that's got reasonable, if any, fees at all to park there. But yeah, if I'm going in a quick in and out, and I'm not talking about the burger joint, I'm talking about I'm going in for a couple of days and then back out, where the ROI of a rental car doesn't make sense, I might take an Uber or a Lyft. But I just want to go see what this circus looks like that they've transformed. And this multifaceted initiative spans broadcast activations, experiences, special offers, and partnerships, highlighting Las Vegas, which will continue to roll out in the coming months. What they're saying is they're going to have DJs, they're going to have shows, they're going to have all kinds of craziness going on at these pickup places. I think it's a little bit of overkill. What do you think?
Well, when I go to Vegas, it's the only place that I travel to that I actually get a cab from because it's so easy. But here's a problem with this. I fly into Terminal 3 with United.
Okay.
So this is not going to affect me, but the Uber, the rideshare area for Terminal 3 is like, you got to go upstairs, across the thing, it's up levels. I don't even do it because it's so out of the way. So I wonder why they're doing this in Terminal 1. Is it because they're not getting the business? It's, cabs have taken over at Terminal 1, or is it just they're trying to promote Vegas? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, Terminal 1 traditionally is Delta, Southwest. Who else is in that? Maybe Spirit.
American?
Possibly. I'm kind of wondering if more, I don't have any qualifications for this statement, more vacation traffic runs through there because we do. I mean, when I'm standing in that rental car line, 99% of who I'm standing with the other 1% are somebody I know from the industry that flew in for the same show or whatever. They're going on a vacation, and you can tell they've never done this before. They don't know how to get into the rental car line. They don't know how to form a line that goes into the bus.
Let me ask you, Mr. Traveler, why are you even in line at the rental car place?
Because you take a bus to the
you're in line to get the shuttle. Sure. Okay.
To the shuttle. It's the shuttle to there. Then I go straight to my car.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I am a, what do you call it? An executive level with National.
Okay.
I just find that their prices are good. And
Emerald Isle.
Well, but it's the next step. It's executive.
Ooh.
There's another one that's a little more. You get a lot more SUVs. You get a lot more, not luxury, because there's a luxury line as well. The only time I get bumped to luxury is if they're out at the executive. And if there's an event, yeah, that can happen. That's actually happened to me before. Take that Maserati over there. You don't want this guy in a Maserati. It's not going to be good. I'm going to take full insurance on that puppy.
Good move.
And I'm going to come back like, what's that? What was that stupid show with where they wrecked everything and Jackass? That's what it's going to come back looking like. It's going to come back from an episode of Jackass.
That's funny. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You're going to run it backwards to take the miles off of it.
But Dad said don't drive it. Dad said don't rent it, actually. So those are three things that are on the top of the list on this end of September show. Let's take a quick break. I want to come back and talk about two more subjects that aren't Las Vegas. One is AI, and an article that's that's right in the forefront of the news, probably right next to the governmental meetings that are happening right now, or whether we're going to have a shutdown or not. But AI is right there at the top. And then, of course, we'll talk a little bit about the Randy Smith that just happened last week, a week ago today, actually, and what happened there for the industry, which was a good thing. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back with that after this.
Showbox Exhibits, headquartered in Houston, Texas, where they specialize in design, fabrication, and management of your trade show displays. At Showbox, the difference starts with listening to fully understand the unique brand story that's needed. Then they create an innovative, compelling concept that reflects specific event objectives. From static trade show displays to fully custom oversized exhibits featuring multimedia graphics, Showbox brings your company's message to the masses. Showbox is a trade show, convention, and environment design agency that is full service from start to finish. They're based in Houston, Texas, but they serve worldwide. They've been creating exhibits for over 20 years. Showbox Exhibits at showboxexhibits.com. From light boxes, towers, counters, and back walls to turnkey custom exhibits, WS Display is your partner in providing quality displays at extremely aggressive pricing to fit any reseller's budget. Make more profit by teaming up with WS. With a team of experts to assist with estimates, renderings, and CAD to fulfillment, setup, and test fitting, quality photo proofs, and complete project handling from our East Coast, West Coast, and Pacific fulfillment facilities. We can be your partner today. Hit me up at mike@wsdisplay.com for more information.
I've suffered from artificial intelligence all my life, just to be honest with you.
You're faking it till you make
I've
it.
been faking. AI carries an entirely different definition for this guy. But AI is transforming the American workforce at breakneck speed. I don't think we can deny that. We read it and see it all the time. Chat GPT I use it every day. I'll be honest with you, I will. 85% of professionals are expected to see a quarter, that's 25% of their skills reshaped because of AI and what will be expected out of them in their new roles with their new employers should they change jobs. AI literacy is topping the list of must-have skills. Okay, that's interesting. Experts urge workers to embrace continuous learning and strategic pivots to stay competitive as the job market evolves. Now, I know you and I know your business, and I know my business and I know this entire business.
Stay out of my business.
I know it from a superficial level, let's say. I don't know your books. I don't want to know your books. So here's a question that you and I were talking off mic about. How, if at all, has AI changed your landscape with the type of business that you have, or has it changed at all?
You know what? We're getting a lot of exhibitors sending us booth designs from AI.
You can tell it's AI.
Oh, you can immediately, and they get kind of offended when you're like, "Oh, hey, this is a third AI design we've seen all week." Oh no, this is my brother's sister-in-law. He designs booth. Yeah, okay.
With AI.
With AI, yeah. So we're seeing a lot of, and I guess it's good to get the creative juices flowing for someone to maybe start a professional off on a rendering. Say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. It's better than someone sketching it out, on a piece of paper. It's nice to look at, and you can start. That can be your starting point. We internally we use it to write certain. Sometimes we'll use it to write proposals. To organize proposals for us, or internal contracts, or you name it. And we use it quite a bit. Where we're finding that Chat GPT has been a very popular place for someone to find us.
So basically, it just makes it time saving and efficient.
I think so. I mean, it searches the entire internet, whether it's right or not. But we're seeing a lot of traffic from folks just typing in something into Chat GPT. So it's been a very good thing for us, for sure.
I didn't even think about this. I'm so old school. Let me tell you how old school I am.
Oh boy.
The notes for this show. Okay, I'm pretty set. If you've listened to any of my podcasts, I usually have 3 subjects on the front end. I take a break and I have a couple on the back end. How in the world I never went to Chat GPT and said, hey, give me the top 5 stories out of the trade show industry, bam, and let it do its thing. I've never done that. I've always researched the industry rags, for lack of better words, your typical ones. And I'm not using rag as a negative thing, so please don't call it.
No, that's just an old term. We get it.
It's an old term. That's what we called it in my day. But the industry has probably a half dozen, maybe a few others, standard publications that do a good job in keeping up with the PR releases that people send in. I mean, stories that aren't part of our industry, with live reporters and everything else. But I've never done it that before. But I have, for like regional sales meetings, I've said, okay, this is what I want to talk about, and organize this in an outline. Give me my bullet points. Give me, I've used it for that. And you're right, it saves me a ton of time, a ton of typing. When we have a division meeting of the different areas, like tomorrow I've got a manager's meeting and I've got a production meeting. Especially in Google Meet, you got that transcribe button, and it takes notes for you. And you can literally copy and paste all of the discussion at the end of the meeting without having to take a single note into your summary. of that meeting. I find that extremely helpful, and it saves me a significant amount of time. I can go take a nap or do something more constructive when I'm done. I don't nap. I'm sorry. I'm in too much pain to nap. You take a muscle relaxer, and it's like I'm just sitting here half asleep typing. But it is the thing that I don't see it replacing is your legacy worker who knows this industry, who brings value with relationships of the people they know and the knowledge they have at my age. I think that, or around let's say in your 50s and early 60s, okay, you have value that you're, whether it's physical value and knowing how to know how GCs work drayage and the dock and your work and everything that you're doing on the floor, to selling and presenting to clients, the booth ideas and know how to qualify a display for your client. That doesn't come with AI. That's something you got to learn and go through some mistakes and some battles and some, you got to have some knowledge, right?
Oh yeah.
You're not going to, one of the things you tell me not all the time, but sometimes, and others as well, is, hey, Mike, if you know somebody who's in the industry, who's looking for a job, who's looking for an option, and I got one I can tell you about when we're done. Just came up in my phone call this morning. That's something that if you're centered in the industry, you hear a lot.
Yeah.
If you hear something, something, I got laid off, something changed, or whatever. This is a somewhat incestuous industry of people who know people, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's important. AI is not going to replace that. And I think that's where some people are concerned. And I'm like, no, you use it as a tool. It's not a one-all be-all replacement, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about the answer I expected. There's certain aspects that it's good, and
it's a tool.
We should take it as that.
It's a tool. Yeah.
We're not going to dissolve. We're not going to dissolve in-person meetings to do everything on AI. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to replace trade shows. The internet is not going to replace trade shows.
Never will. Hey, so the last thing I had on my list was to talk about last week's Randy Smith Memorial. It was the 31st year of that. 288 golfers participated in that event. That's double stacked foursomes on every hole for 36 holes.
Wow.
Started at 11 o'clock in the morning. We finished somewhere between 4:30, quarter to 5. And we're pretty much right on pace. It was a good day. Don and Mike did, our live stream podcast. It's on demand now on exhibitcitynews.com plus YouTube, like this is, and everything available out there in social media. But I just find it ironic, and I put it in a clip earlier today on social media, that more and more people are seeing younger generational staff getting involved with events like that. And they're getting more and more involved in the associations. They are future business leaders. They are, I had a guy, Nick Prather's our Eastern United States guy here in Atlanta. He was out there driving a cart, just helping people, volunteering is the point. And we had a lot of them out there volunteering because golf filled up very, very quickly. So they're out there, carrying supplies to people who are on the tee boxes and all that kind of stuff, because it's a fiasco out there. So we probably, at the end of the night, probably had 400 people overall at the event, which was very popular and very helpful in our industry. If you don't know about the Randy Smith, just go to the Randy Smith Memorial Golf Classic and you'll learn how we're taking monies and we're giving it to people within our industry that have setbacks. So if you have someone who loses family member in your organization, there's a process. You can always reach out to me. I'm, Jim Worm I've known, and Rich Johnson, and all those folks for 25 plus years. And I help bring in recipients, just let me know and we'll get that to the right hands. Some people are honorary recipients. They don't get any financial assets at all. And then some actually need that financial help. So we've been doing that now 31 years. It's amazing.
Awesome.
So,
I will make one day.
next year. It's 32nd. It's a good time to show up. It's at Chateau Elan again. I want to say it's like the today, the 28th or 29th of September. They start. You have to get it early in advance, right? Because you have to look at show schedule and you have to look at availability of courses.
Okay.
There's only a couple. There's Chateau Lawn. There's Stone Mountain. There's really not any other courses with 36 holes in the Atlanta area. Can you believe that?
Augusta's not available?
Well, that's not Atlanta. That's 2.5 hours away. I mean, I could see us go play the Masters course. That would just be lovely. We would trash that bad boy up. It would not be
It's not their kind of crowd, is it?
No, and we're a rain or shine event. Last year was so bad. It was a monsoon. Came in and just dumped right on top of the course all day long, and they let us play on it.
Oh wow!
That was like 36 holes. It was amazing. Wrap things up. I did not have this on my notes, but you mentioned it, and that's something I guess you should pay attention to. Are these hurricane forecasts that are happening right now? A couple of them that you mentioned that were on my side of the United States I didn't even know about.
Well, you probably don't know about them because apparently they're not going to hit land, but they're giant storms covering the entire Atlantic at the moment. So,
so Bahamas and Bermuda are
there's going to be some big waves on the like Myrtle Beach, things like that.
Not a good time to take a cruise for sure.
Cruises are pretty cheap right now. Yeah,
they're cheap, but because basically, if you've seen the videos, I mean, you get a cruise, you get all the benefits. You also get to see some prize fighting that's going on these cruises lately.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I went to a fight and a cruise broke out.
It's amazing to me how many cruise fights are actually winding up on social media.
It's
crazy. I think they're staged. I really do, until they go to jail, and then it's like, maybe not so much.
Yeah, it's great publicity.
Yeah, maybe we should have a trade show on a cruise ship. Can you imagine what the drayage would be on a
God
trade show? And I know the conferences take place on a cruise ship, but just a full-fledged go to the 9th, 10th deck and have a full 20 by 20 on a that would just be a joke. and then hit weather. That would just be awesome. Take that visual with you from Trade Shows Unhinged for this September. I will have a better show next month when I'm a little more recuperated. Appreciate you checking us out. We'll see you next month.